All right, guys, welcome back to the Mott's Big Bass. Just had a tackle warehouse order come in. Wanted to show you some stuff I got. Some things I'm very interested in trying. Just because I saw Jacob Wheeler trying these out. I had to order the jig heads he was trying from Land Big Fish, and I ordered the swim baits from Tackle Warehouse because it seems like a lot of people have one thing and some people have some of the other stuff. It's kind of interesting world we're living in nowadays. A lot of people are out of things. Some people have a lot more than things. Anyway, just want to go over real quick and show what I got. Just because these are the largo shads, and this is the 4-inch. I'll get that out in a second too. That's another one of my favorite swim baits I use a lot. But just want to show you this one here real quick. Oh wow. I didn't know they had a slit in them. Watching him do it, didn't think they had that much of a slit to them. So you can see it a little better. It's got kind of a big boot tail for the size of it. It has a really nice slit in the belly. And on top, for that matter. So if you're using like a weighted weedless hook, if you're using a flashy swimmer, any of those kind of things. Also, you can just basically Texas rig it if you want to on a swim bait hook or a EWG. And a bullet weight up on the head if you want to. I really like the color of that. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. See if you can see it with my hand. Excuse me. But it's very translucent on the belly. And especially when you open up the sides. And when you roll it back and forth, a lot of light catches in it. He was using these on the VMC hybrid jig heads, which I got some of those in the other box. I'm going to do an opening video on that as well. But I got it in quite a few colors. They were out, they back ordered some. This one's called Blue Red Pearl. Pro Blue Red Pearl, I'm sorry. Oh, you can only see the red when it moves back and forth and it kind of flashes. And this one here is Pro Blue Red Pearl. I think I got 2 packs of those, and I got, this is albino shad. That looks really good too, wow. I mean, these are kind of, I think they're a really good in-between kind of swim bait. Not too big, not too small. And they have some really good looking colors too. Like this one here is called the Live Bluegill. That looks really good. All right. In addition to those, I got some more Scottsboro. I get these in this size. I get them all the way up to their biggest one they have. If you're looking for, I've been using these for years now. They have kind of a really unique kind of boot tail to them. Their boot tail is kind of pretty soft. You can see kind of how much action it gives you. Now, this one's one of the first ones. It has a split here, but the split's not really open. So if you want to go in here with an X-Acto knife or a razor blade, you can finish cutting that split open. But also you can actually use a nice jig head on these really good. These work really good, especially fishing ledges with 3/8 to a 1/2 ounce to a 1 ounce jig head. I wouldn't really go with the 1 ounce jig head on this size. I would go, probably the biggest I would go on this size. This is a 6-inch. Probably the biggest jig head I would go on these is probably about a 3/8 ounce. Well, this is a 5-inch, I'm sorry, 5-inch. This color is called Old Smoky. This is one of my favorite colors. So I guess they were back over in the rest of my Scottsboro. Everything else in there is just largo shads. And I wanted to try these too. These are the Sandtone, what's it called, S3. It's an 8/0 hook jig head. It's got a screw lock on it, and you can Texas rig it. It's got kind of a flat side. It's supposed to be, from the video that I watched, it's kind of like where it sits. If you're swimming the swim bait along, it'll actually make its swim bait go straight down and it'll stand up on the bottom. Almost like a shad feeding on the bottom. And of course I got some Mega Bass Urkai heads. I like these a lot. Okashira head, I mean. Screw head. If you're looking for some bites and trying to throw something different, give these things a try. I mean, I guess some people say they're kind of somewhat expensive, but they're not really that bad. I mean, most of the time when you're throwing these in open water, so you're not really getting hung up. I mean, I throw them around riprap some, so sometimes I get hung up on riprap, but I will go in and basically blow up my area to get these back. I'll just come back to it later on. I also got some Mustad spring lock heads. That is a very small spring. This is probably gonna be not something I really like that much. This says 3/16, but the head's really big on those. It might be okay, but I'm still kind of thinking that head is not, okay. What I'm talking about this little small spring right here. The smaller the spring, the more times you throw it, the more it actually has a chance of pulling out of the swim bait, because it doesn't have as much bite. By bite, I mean how much actual swim bait that spring is gripping. And it's gripping that little small circle around the hook inside the swim bait. It can pull that little piece of plastic out of the swim bait. And it'll start working its way down the hook. And then eventually it just kind of ruins the whole swim bait. You can go back in there with a big spring swim bait hook or jig head, and it'll hold, and you can use it again. All right, I think that's about all. A white t-shirt. Okay, so I'm back ordered on quite a few things in this box, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and show you this box as well while I'm here. Actually, let me keep his largo shad up here. This is a landbigfish.com order. I ordered quite a few things from them. I actually kind of nowadays been preferring to order stuff from Land Big Fish just because I get the shipping a lot faster. Their prices are usually cheaper than Tackle Warehouse. You don't have to pay taxes, and you'll also they actually give you like rewards. So I think they give you back 1.5% or more in rewards. So it actually, some of your rewards actually get pretty good for you. This is the hybrid swim jig head. Now you can see just how big that screw lock is. I'm gonna get this one out and show you compared to the other one. This is a good screw lock. And I knew as soon as I seen Jacob Wheeler using this, I was like, that's a good head. That's what she said. All right, so let's see here. Okay, they come in this little plastic thing. It's kind of hard to get that through. There it goes. This is a 1/2 ounce head. If you're fishing ledges and stuff during the summertime, this is kind of what I like to go to. You see how big that head is? The screw, I mean. Yeah, it's got kind of a big head on it too. All right, so I'm going to use this one here. All right, there's my guy I'm gonna go with. Now I probably wouldn't throw this size head with a bluegill colored one. I'm gonna put that one down. I'm gonna show you this right here. Actually, let me get a different one. This one here. These are AAT AAA's Lunker Choice. This one's called Pearl White. I've been using these things for years and years. Okay, that's a very sharp hook. But I'm gonna show you how this thing rigs up on one of these. I especially like these ledge fishing, and I'm gonna show you why. I mean, they're kind of a nice kind of deep body, but they're kind of flat. They have kind of a elongated boot, and it's very soft. The whole worm itself is very soft. But these are made for jig heads. And what I like to do is like to kind of set it up on here, see where it's going to come out at. Once again, see, there's where it's going to come out right there. So and you want to try to make sure you keep this very straight. Come into the very middle of it. Come out where you want it to come out at. And you're going to bring this up here. Actually, let me come out just a little bit further down than that. What I like about these on the back, there's a V. So you kind of can tell if you got it lined up good or not. If your hook's coming out in the V, you know you're going to be pretty much straight. And when you start these, you're going to work it around. You got to bring this over the hook. Bring this over the hook. This hook, this spring might be a little big for this bait. So it'll be probably really good in that Scottsboro. Bring it around one more time and it should be lined up perfect. There we go. And when you have a nice spring lock like this, you ain't got to worry about super glue or none of the other crap. Now that right there is ready to go. That would be perfect out off a ledge. I wouldn't mind throwing this on a point. Let me see so you can see the whole presentation there. Now, if you're looking for something for a swim bait that can kind of save you money, look at these A's, these triple A's. They come in. This is the which one is this one? This one's the 5-inch, and it comes 4 to a pack. This one here is the 4-inch. I use these on the smaller, 3-inch I mean, no 4-inch. I use these on the smaller jig heads. And there's another swim bait in here I got to try. I'm gonna show you in a second. But just so you can see that one more time, look how good that looks. If you need to, if you get, let's say you got a little bit bunched, you can pull it down a teeny bit. You can pull through a little bit of the plastic right there, and it makes it straighter. But there'll get you some bites. I got some of these young swim baits to try. They're called the 4.5 Pulse. And these were like $2.99 a bag. So I mean, not bad at all. I guess you gotta open it like this. Especially for a swim bait. I know Jason Christie is supposed to help design these. I mean, he's not really known for being a swim baiter, but I've heard some pretty good reviews about them. But for the price of them, I mean, you can't. They're supposed to be, if I can get in the pack, dang. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry guys, this has not been my day. I swear. There we go. There's something about the little thing right there. It's got another little piece to it. Oh wow, look at that. I thought it would have like a slit in it or something, but no, it's kind of solid. It has a little slit on the back here to put your hook into, but it's a very solid body. And for the size of the body, it has a really big boot tail. It has a bunch of ridges on it, so it'd catch a lot of water. I mean, I think this could be like a good alternative to a katak. This is the IU color. Yep. I don't like how they kind of just throw them in here and all the boots and stuff get kind of smushed on top of each other, but I don't really think it would affect the action that much. You can always boil them and see how good they do. I also got some VMC HD bladed swim bait hooks. This is the 6/0. Another 6/0. I think I got 6/0, 4/0, and 3/0 in here. I wonder what size hook this really needs. So if I line it up to this right here, heck, this thing can hold a 6/0 hook. Let's go ahead and see how good it looks on it. This is probably an overkill hook for it, but I'd probably use a 5/0 hook with it. This, I haven't tried these before. I wanted to try them out. I mean, I like to try, like almost everybody. I don't like how the split ring's kind of sitting up on here already. It's like ready to pop off. Which way I gotta turn this? There we go. All right, so let's see. If I was to rig this up, the hook will come out right there. So it actually looks pretty good. But I think the spring is a little too big for the nose. Yep. It is too big for the nose. But what I mainly got these for the price, for when I got these from Land Big Fish, it's cheaper than buying owners. It's also cheaper than buying Trocars, of course. But I mainly got these here for throwing these here. The Scottsboro. And this hook fits perfectly in the nose, the spring, and you see where the hook comes out at. And if you're going to use this style hook instead of a jig head, I would go ahead and slit that belly. I mean, probably you could do, I mean, I guess they close them back off so you can see where the slit is, but I would go ahead and cut that belly open just so it doesn't bunch up on the hook. But as you can clearly see, this fits perfectly on this bait. So their blade's even longer than a flashy swimmer blade. That's kind of cool. One thing I don't like about the Trocar is that this wire is kind of too short, and a lot of times it binds up on itself when it's hitting the swim bait. Anyway, let's show you the next thing in here. Those of you guys that know me or have been around the channel enough, they know I love throwing swim baits. So I got just some various different things I like to throw, especially anytime I'm in the summer going forward. I'm throwing, one of the main things I'm going to start doing is throwing swim baits, especially if I'm working up to cover, working up to a dock, or if I'm working off ledges, because almost everybody and their mama's out there throwing Carolina rigs, big shaky heads, big crankbaits. I like to go behind them and throw different kinds of swim baits in kind of the same places. This is the finesse version of that Yum bait. This one's called Blue Pearl. It's a 3.5 inch. It looks way small. It's only an inch smaller, but it looks way smaller than that. Like the whole body and everything looks smaller. I got a couple of pulse minnows to try. I really like these missile bait shockwaves. They're kind of like a Zoom swimming fluke, but they have a little more action. They have a little more belly roll to them, and they're a little more detailed in the head. They work pretty good. This is more of the Yum, more of the AATs or AAA or double A's. I'm being honest with you guys, if you haven't tried these, get some of these to try them. They're made by Optimum. I'm gonna say anything if you guys don't really know anything about like Optimum baits. They work really. They're some of the best swim baits for the money you can get. So if you can see, I have plenty. Because I mean, I'm not gonna say they're the most durable swim baits in the world. They do pretty good. But if you're in any kind of like pickerel, around pickerels and things of that nature, they will tear the tails off these things. That's why you gotta have quite a few. But I'm glad they're not that expensive. This one here's their sexy shad color. Of course, you got pearl. I want to show you the other color I like, if I can see it in here. Okay. There it is, sunfish. This is a color you can actually fish deep, but I especially love it during spring. I even throw it around docks and stuff during the summer. It works really good. All right, let's get past this stuff here. Looks like I'm missing some things. And this is their ghost shad. I think that's a really good color, that ghost shad. Okay, so they put these over here. This is a 3/16 ounce head. And you can see the spring kind of goes in line with the actual size of the head. And you can see by this spring, it's a lot bigger than that 3/16 on that mustad one I showed you earlier. This is a very good spring for a swimbait head. And that's why this is called the hybrid swimbait jig. It's kind of like a round ball head with a spring keeper. But it's got some nice realistic looking eyes. Of course, you got to have the Big Easies by Gambler. If you haven't tried these things have been on the market for a long time. And they just catch fish. That's all I can really tell you. They just catch fish. I mean, the Skinny Dipper used to try to claim that swim bait look, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Gambler had the Big Easy or the Little Easy on the market before the Skinny Dipper came on the market. If I'm wrong, correct me, guys, but there's really nothing. I know I was already using these when somebody told me about Skinny Dippers, and I was already using these. This is the Little Easy and Ghost Shad. Just some more swim bait jig heads, just the double A's, more of those. Okay, I guess some stuff got back ordered, so that's one good thing about these companies. If one of your things on back order, they go ahead and they put it on back order, and then when it comes in, they don't charge your card until it comes in. Then they go ahead and send you a tracking information so you still get what you're looking for. That's what's always good about Tackle Warehouse, Land Big Fish. I think, no, Carl's doesn't do it, never mind. If something's out on Carl's website, if it's out, then it's just out. You're basically SOL. All right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below. I'd be happy to answer anybody's question. What do you guys think? I mean, I know it seems a little bit excessive, but I won't be buying swim baits and stuff again for probably about a year or two. This is kind of how I like to buy them. That looks really good if you think about it. I mean, a lot of people rag on VMC, but I think over the last few years, VMC has made a lot of improvements. In their quality of hooks, their designs. I bet this plane's really good as far as like keeping your swim bait where it's supposed to be. I wish the bite was a little bit taller. I can probably take my pliers and bend this out a little bit because it's kind of pointing a little down too much towards the eye. But overall, I really like the design, the weight on it, and the blade. I guess I didn't look at that too good a while ago. And actually, I like how the blade itself is designed. It has cups on each side. On the side, the inverted side minus the logo, and that's to help it catch water, to help it spin. Oh well. Yeah, that seems to be a pretty nice hook. Like I was saying, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below. If you like these kind of videos, you're a tackle nerd like me, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. If you don't like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs down. Let me know what I can do better. I mean, I'm kind of still somewhat green to this whole YouTube thing. I'm trying to... People have asked me to start sharing some of the stuff I do. I have won a lot of tournaments. I've been fishing tournament-wise for over 20 years. Have a lot of knowledge, I guess you would say. I'm not one of the kind of fishermen that goes out and doesn't try new things. I'm constantly trying to find something new. Anything to get me more bites, that's what I'm going for. If that's the kind of person you are, join me in this journey. I mean, it can't hurt. If you got something you want to share with me, want me to try out, I'm more than happy looking for information like that too. I love trying new things. I love suggestions. I'm not like closed-minded. I've never been that person that when you come up on me in a tournament, I try to hide my stuff because I don't want you to see it. If I'm doing really good catching fish, I'm going to tell you what I caught them on. I'm going to basically tell you the pattern I fished on them. I used to live in Pittsburgh, and it seemed like the people there were so secretive and guarded of everything that, like, people you walk up on, like they were like trying to throw their spinning rod inside the rod box really quick so you couldn't see what they were fishing with. Like I even cared. Most of the time I was way ahead of them in the standings anyway. I was just looking forward to talking to somebody. Anyway, you guys, I get off on tangents, I know that.